Alright, y'all, so I got another home health aid chronicle for you. So in today's home health aid chronicle, we're going to talk about one of the patients I had, and we're going to name her Agnes. Hopefully I can remember this full name. We're going to call her Agnes. So when I first got Agnes, I was told that she had dementia. They found out she had dementia because right near her house was a local store, and she don't drive, and she had walked to the store. She walked in, she had filled her buggy full of groceries, and she walked out, and she was headed home. But I think because she had lived there so long in this well-to-do community, they knew her, and so they just got her the help that she needed, so to speak. So Agnes had a dog, and Agnes was really frail. When it was time for her to take her showers, I would stand outside the shower and let her wash herself. And then sometimes I'd wash her hair. And, it's just kind of sad, what people go through, because she had a sister who lived a few doors down. I rarely saw the younger sister who was in her right mind. But back to the shower part. Agnes, she had dementia. And so Agnes, when she would be in the shower, and then, like I would have to clean up after, or I'm standing there watching because I got to make sure she don't fall. Agnes was dehydrated, severely dehydrated, because while she was in the shower, one time, a few times actually, she was showering, and I'm like, what is this? So she was having bowel movements, but they looked like little rocks. So Agnes was severely dehydrated, and the crazy part about it is that her sister would bring her Diet Cokes. She had a refrigerator full of Diet Cokes, but really no food, cookies and stuff like that. So the times that I would go see Agnes, I would drive her to the store, and we would get stuff for her to eat, healthy things for her to eat. And, I made sure our house was clean, and, I had to make sure the dog was fed, and I would take her on walks daily, just so she can keep, her energy up. And so that went on for a while, and everything was going well. And the sister got her an iPad. I guess it's like, like an iPhone, but an iPad. And so I would get the iPad, I would turn some worship music on. I remember Miss Agnes, I was listening to Shekinah Glory, and in the song it says, Jesus, and they keep saying, Jesus. That's the worship song. They would say, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And I remember Agnes, with her dementia, she turned around and said to me, well, I hope they getting paid for all those times they saying Jesus. And I thought that was a little comical. I would bring her crossword puzzles because, people with memory issues, crossword puzzles are good. I would try to find little things, to keep her going. She would read the paper. And, I was doing a pretty good job until a time when I had a car wreck. And so I was off of work for at least a month. And so when it was time for me to come back off leave, and I came back to work, for my time that I was gone, there was a young lady who was taking my place. And so the young lady was there, and she was taking care of her. And when I came back, I never met her. But yeah, I never met her. But when I got back, I started noticing weird things at the house because I kept the house tidy. She had a spare room that, she was there by herself. So the bed was always made. I dusted, I cleaned. And when I got back, I was like, hey, Agnes, it's so good to see you. The dog was there. And I'm thinking the first thing, okay, so we probably need to go to the store. And I look in the refrigerator, Because, I took her to the store weekly. I looked in the refrigerator and I saw chimichangas and hot and spicy wings. Miss Agnes, she's a senior and she don't eat stuff like that. She don't eat spicy stuff. She don't eat Mexican food like that. When I was there cooking for her, I would make sure she had healthy stuff. There was a candle in the living room. Now, we know if Miss Agnes got dementia, she don't need to be using no candles. And we never used candles when I was there. And I know she didn't use that candle, but there was candles that had been burned. I walked in the guest room. The guest bed was unmade. It looked like Oreo cookies in the bed. So clearly Miss Agnes had a guest while I was gone. But when I was there taking care of her, she never had a guest. It seemed like somebody had made themselves right at home. And so, me being the upstanding person I am, I took pictures of the candles in the living room, which is a fire hazard for somebody who remembers bad. I took a picture of the bed and the cookies in the bed. I took a picture of the stuff in the freezer, because the stuff that was in the freezer, like some processed food, like some stuff that a youngster would eat. I took pictures of all that stuff, and then I noticed that her iPad was gone. Yeah, her iPad was gone. And as a matter of fact, what made me notice it was the first day I came back, the sister came to me and said, "Oh, it's so good to have you back." And then I think she was the one who mentioned the iPad. And so I realized the iPad was gone because I looked around for it. I didn't see the iPad. So at any rate, I took pictures of everything, and then I mentioned the iPad, and I texted it to my boss. And then I went on about my day, trying to do what I was supposed to do. And then I get a call. I get a call into the office because turns out some stuff was going on. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget this key point right here, but some stuff was going on. So they called me to the office, and then they called the other woman who was there for the month while I was gone to the office. And then, now, this seems kind of dirty to me, but I was the one who hip you to the game. I was the one who called in and said, something ain't right here. My honesty is letting you know something ain't right. But they called me into the office and put this woman in the room with me after I was the one who squealed. They put me in a room at a table, at a conference table with her, and they told both of us that we can't return to work because there has been some stuff going on. And I pushed myself away from the table and I said, "Say what now?" "Oh, so I can't return to work?" So what had happened was they let us know that somebody had took Miss Agnes's debit card over the weekend and was buying stuff with Miss Agnes's debit card without authorization. But come on now, if I'm the one who was the snitch and I was the one who told you about the stuff that was going on because I was not here, and then you say to us, well, until somebody confesses, both of you can't return to work because there's an investigation that needs to happen. I'm fine with the investigation because I didn't do nothing. My hands are clean. And so I was a little perturbed because you mean to tell me I can't go back to work after I done been honest and I done told y'all what actually happened? And then you gonna put me in here with this woman and you know I was the one who told. But that's how people do people. That's how people do people. When you try to be good and, stuff don't always work out. But the Lord worked it out though, because after she left, and I was pretty upset, my manager said, "Well, we know you didn't do it. And you took me through all this for what? Well, we know you didn't do it. So you can return to work. It's just, we have to do a police investigation because she took Miss Agnes's debit card and she was buying stuff over the weekend." I said, "Well, that makes sense because she had cookies in the bed. It was chimichangas in the refrigerator. I mean, soda pop and stuff. Miss Agnes can't have all that stuff. She constipated. but I was the one who told you what was going on, and you gonna send me through all that drama? But that's how that stuff works, because your employer don't care about you either. I'm just saying. So turns out the woman who took my spot while I was gone because of my car wreck, she was in there having a field day on Miss Agnes's dime. She was in there probably staying overnight, to be honest with you, because you only working a 4-hour shift. Why the bed not made up? Why the bed look like somebody slept in it? So was you staying there? Was you living with Miss Agnes and her dog for that time period? And I don't know if they ever found her iTablet. I don't even know if they ever found it. But yeah, that was something else right there. I mean, the sweetest woman in the world, and she didn't deserve to be, dealt with like that. But eventually, they stopped doing the service because they felt like, you left her alone anyway, knowing she had dementia. So, I was the good person, but somebody else gonna take advantage of her. And then they ended up putting her in a senior home for people with dementia. And then I got another story coming up where I ended up seeing her later on. But yeah, this was a crazy one. I'm just like, so we doing chimichangas and, all type of stuff, and y'all just taking advantage of situations. Not right. Don't mess with babies and don't mess with seniors. But that was a crazy story. But she's in a good place now, where she's getting taken care of. So just wanted to share that tidbit with you. But if you got elderly people and people coming to home caring for them, you might want to take a second glance, because everybody ain't right. Bye, y'all.